Welcome to Think Alive. We're Sharon and Andy, just two people with a dream and a vision of restoring our traditional stone-built farmhouse in southern Spain, transforming it into a beautiful off-grid home and sharing our journey with you.
Welcome back to the Thinker, everyone. I just dropped Sharon off at the airport this morning. She's gone back to spend a few days with her mum, so she's stuck with me. We're working on this room, the snug in there. We've started all the outside wall, we've put new windows in, we've stoned up a doorway there, made all these openings good. We put a limecrete floor down inside so we could get a fire in to keep us warm in the winter because it's getting a bit cooler overnight. And now we're just leaving. I've got a lot of work to do inside, but I want to crack on and get the outside of this wall done. It's a lovely day, lovely temperatures, perfect for doing lime pointing. So I want to get it done so we don't get any water coming in should it rain in the future, in the near future. So that's what I'm on at the minute. I did a video the other day about making lime mortar and how to use it and what it's for and the benefits and advantages of it. We did that little bit between the windows there, and now I'm just working on this bit. It's all I've got done today because I've had to put about 40 stones in the wall to fill up holes and stuff. But I'm just going to be cracking on, hopefully get this done soon. So rain has stopped play, would you believe it? We're actually forecast rain now for the next 6 days, or for the foreseeable forecast, every single day. There's even sort of somewhere earlier that there's potential for a gota fria, which is kind of rain unique to this area, where it rains massively heavily for like, well, 24 hours or so or more. Usually floods everywhere. We had one 5 years ago, flooded, well, the massive areas of land, but that's another story. So I don't want to do anything outside because any lime I put on the walls outside, if it rains, it's going to ruin it. So we're using this room now. We've got the fire in here, the wood burner, which should probably light at night because it is getting colder at nights now. So I want to get some lights in here, A, to assist me on dull days in here, and plus B, when it's dark and I want to tend the fire, I'll be able to see. So what I've got, we put this cable in when we did the floor, goes to the temporary supply in there. I want to put, well, I'm going to have a socket on here and I want to bounce it off to the light. I'm just going to put a temporary light in, obviously, because we don't want to put our nice light in until it's all done, because we've got a lot of work to do on the roof and the ceiling, the walls and everywhere. So I've got a hole cutter there for stone. I want to pick a hole. I'm going to have a look exactly where I want it. Stick a hole in the wall somewhere over here. Then I can get this in. I'm going to terminate the wires in here and then bounce it off from here up to my light. We normally like to keep lights and sockets on separate circuits, but in this case it's going to be one light and one socket in this part, so there's no harm in that. So let's have a go. So this is where we either get lucky or not. These walls are made mixture of sandstone and marble. If we hit marble, we're about finished. So I'm just going to have to hope for the best. I've no idea what I'm drilling into. If I do hit marble, I'm going to come out and start again till I get a piece of sandstone. I'm going to put him about there, because we're having a stone floor above this, which is probably going to come up a bit. We don't want the socket too close to the floor so we can't get a plug in it. So that should do it alright, I think. So if you're using a hole cutter for stone, a hole saw for stone, you don't want your drill on hammer, you just want it on rotate. Let's see if we can get lucky. Right, we're off. The first attempt was an absolute disaster. Must have hit some marble because I was there for ages, it wasn't going in. The second attempt, super. I've got the depth that I need to put my little back box in. I just need to clear out this stuff in the centre there. So I'll get my hammer and a little chisel and we'll just knock that out and make our hole. I've gone a little bit deeper than the socket, so there's decent amount of space behind for the wires to go. We'll have to get Henry out again and have to get this all cleaned up. We want to try and keep it as clean as we can. It's not going to happen that much, so we've got the ceiling to do and stuff, but we can do what we can do. We just had a bit more rain, quite heavy, the roof's not leaking, fantastic, super happy days. Right, next we need a channel for the wire to go through. As I said before, nothing is easy when stone walls are concerned. I'll repair this and make this good. I'm going to have to repair and make this channel good as well. The reason for using a hole cutter, I've got a nice neat hole that my socket will cover, making less work repairing. But unfortunately this is unavoidable. Let's get it cut. I'd also got a channel big enough for my conduit. There's massive holes behind there, as there is here. So I'm just going to stick it in temporary, run through a bit of conduit, and then I want to fill these holes up. I'll get a mix on at some point and get them all filled in. But the way it is, I'm just going to join these with the connectors inside there, and just for now again, and just to get me a temporary lighting. We'll sort all this out. We've got a lot of sorting out in here to do. As you can see though, it's absolutely bone dry, there's no damp in here. So I'll get the dustpan and brush first and then get Henry out and we'll clean up a little bit, I think. So I've got them all where I want them. It's traditional in Spain to use yeso to stick these things in place, but I'm going to use a good old expanding glue because it's very good and very quick, just to hold them temporarily. Turn the gun on. Just going to literally just dab them in places. I don't want to use a lot of it, it's not very nice. Just to hold it where we want it. Hold a bit in there, I think. So there we go, it's sort of in, switch is in, it's not finished yet. I've just put this here now. I've got another cable to run all the way up the top. It's got to be dug in through the ceiling and everything. The job for another day, but I just wanted to get us a temporary light in here so we can see when it's dark or dull, see to tend to the fire. Happy day, so that works. Well, the weather's not quite as it was predicted for today, so I'm going to take the opportunity and carry on with this wall. It's still forecast rain for the next few days, but we've got a slight reprieve, so it makes sense. I can do the inside stuff when it's raining, so I'm going to try and get that bit done. The other side of the window there, get that finished, and I've just got all this level all the way along to do, so let's get a mix on. There we go, not done bad there. Got a fair chunk done under the window. Missed a bit. Up here, down there. So I'm going to be sitting on the bench probably in the next stage. But that should have enough time now to go off, do its initial set before we get any rain, which is forecast for perhaps overnight and then tomorrow again. So yeah, I'm glad I got that done. Took an opportunity. Right, so I'm back inside, anticipating poor weather. This is where the quandary begins. Got a lot to do in here. The obvious being, this wall. It's got a big hole in it still. This all needs filling up. All needs finishing around both the windows. All this wall needs pointing, and I partially rebuilt it, mainly rebuilt it, but finishing off. I've got the cable for the internet, which needs burying in the wall in the corner. I've still got more mess to make. Looking the other way, we've got all this fireplace to finish off and sort out. Of course, we've got the floor to do, well, that'll be last. I want to block this chimney off. It's actually capped off at the top, but I want to block it off somewhere down here, just so we're not heating up the chimney basically, but leaving a gap. It's dished at the back, leaving a gap there so air can still circulate, keep it all nice and fresh. This ladder is kind of going to be our access ladder up to where that sheet is there. That's where our little attic storeroom is. So we're going to find a way to stash this on the wall, or somewhere to stash it once that's all done. I want to put a door on there, obviously. We get a few drafts through that part of the roof there because it's just a little attic room. So I want to put I've got an old part of a door that we made half a table that should fit up there nicely. The light, I'll move the camera. You can see the state of the ceiling up there. I've got a channel in for the cable for the light to go on the right hand side, but I was considering burying it into the ceiling, running behind those beams. I'm not so sure about that. That's going to be an absolute pain. Plus the beams stick up a couple of inches further than the ceiling height anyway. So I think I want to put run it wire across in a tube, like old industrial style, Victorian style. Might look quite authentic, I think, and then make a tube that hangs down sort of somewhere in the middle for the light to be fixed to. That's another. I kind of got it worked out, but that's another project for another day. The channel at the top of the ladder there, I need to run that across to extend it to where my pipe's gonna come to. That'll be a bit more mess. And up here, you can see the state of the extent of the ceiling. It's been leaking for probably 80 years. We've fixed it all now, it seems. But I've got the old, where the chimney breast meets the ceiling, you can see the old canes in there, the old canyons that they use for the ceiling. A mess there I've got to clear up, sort out. And another one on this side as well. Incidentally, that rag has fixed to the ceiling because it used to leak up there before we fixed it all. Run down this beam and that rag was there. It hit the rag and it'd drip off the rag rather than running into the wall. You can see the grooves in the wall there, very deep. So this has just been leaking forever. To put grooves into the plaster like that is just crazy. But we think we've finally solved that as well. Another job on the list. The list is endless. Up there, our hot water tank, solar hot water heater is right above this room on the wall, that end. When I did the apartment, I put a hot water feed through. It comes to about here in the attic room. I want to extend that through with our bathroom. Our ensuite bathroom is going to be behind that door, which is going to be stoned up as well. I've knocked out a bit of the wall, so I'm going to try and get that in the wall there, ready to go into there. I've got the bits to do that. So I think the first thing to do, obviously normally the best thing to do is make all the mess first, and then we can start putting it back together. I managed to get the big ladder in here. I'm going to have a look at this up here first. Oh dear. Obviously I want to take off as little as possible because I've got to put it back, then it's an absolute pain getting it to stick to these canes. Ugh. More mess. Ugh. Horrible. There we go. Alrighty. I reckon just this bit here. we'll get that. Oh, we'll have a go anyway. There's a nail here I need to get out. Oh gosh. Okay, next I want to fix this bit of pipe up to the ceiling. It's not the actual piece. I'm going to use little brackets like that to hold it up. These screw into the joists. I can show you. Put it back together. I already took it apart. So that screws into the joist, and then the pipe clamps into there, like so. Hold it up. I painted all black. It should look nice and industrial. I want to get it pretty much where I want the light. So I'm going to stick this up here to the ceiling where I want it. I want to mark the pipe on the wall so I can join up that channel to this channel. There go my glasses. That's another scratch. So I'm just going to have to figure out exactly where I want it, because we do a lot of cooking on top of the wood burner, so I obviously want the light to reach that as well. So I'll work that out. I'm going to pilot this, screw this in, and then get this fixed up temporarily. There we go, temporary bit of guide pipe is in. Just going to draw a circle on it on the wall, then pop it down, and I can do that channel up there. There we go, that one's done. There's nothing like holding a drill above your head for prolonged periods of time. Good for the soul. Now just the one in the corner for the internet cable. Right, so that one's done. Can you see me? I've just cleaned up those canyons up there a bit. They're not actually in bad condition considering how old they are and the amount of water that's been pouring on them for years. I'll give you a closer look. If you can make them out, it might be a bit dark, but that's just literally canes. The difficulty is in getting plaster to stick to them. For me, I think one of my super sticky 2-to-1 lime mixes will do it. The first job, however, is to get cleaned up. It's amazing what kind of volume of stuff comes off these walls, and you start even like little bits. It's all over the floor again. It was a nice clean room. It will be again in a bit. I'm going to get the wheelbarrow, take it all out, and then we're ready to start rebuilding. There we go, all cleaned up. We're now ready to start putting it all back together. More often than not, the hardest part, doing this stuff's kind of easy. So we've got the challenging job now, making it look beautiful, making it look stunning, keeping it traditional, making a little homemade cosy room for us. But I'm going to call it a day there. I'm not starting now, it's too late in the day. Again, we'll forecast rain, heavy overnight and tomorrow morning. So that'll be a good test of the roof, which will be good to test before we start putting it back together. So thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you've enjoyed the video, give us a like. And thanks of course to everyone that supported the channel. And we'll see you on the next one.